What up, people? So, this is just me starting the live, waiting for people to get in. We'll get the party rockin'. What is a better angle? I guess that works. So, what we're doing today, welcome people of the internet. So, my name is Alex, and we're going to be announcing the winner of the Galaxy painting, but this will be just kind of a regular old Q&A slash just talking. So, welcome. Thank you for joining. And I'm going to give it maybe a few more minutes, and then we'll just talk, and then I'll announce the winner of the Galaxy painting. For those that want to know, this is a general idea of what the Galaxy painting is going to look like. It's a spray paint painting. So yeah, that's kind of what it's going to be. But the idea is I'm going to paint the color for the individual, their favorite color for the planets, and then kind of try to do it custom to some degree. So, all right. So, how's everybody doing? What questions do you have? Hello, Pasta Pots. What's up? Don't know why I said it like that. But yeah, we're just announcing the winner of the Galaxy painting and really just doing a basic, just talk, and then that's really it. So, giving it just a couple more minutes. And for those wondering, I just showed it to the one person that was on the live, but since you have come on, this is generally the painting style that we're going to be giving away. It's going to be in the color scheme of the person who wins, kind of like whether pink, blue, whatever colors they want. So that's that. And I'm going to try to make this live pretty short and then go from there. Chris and I just finished watching, we rented some Redbox movies. Last night we watched the new Spider-Man movie, not the Spider-Verse one where it's like the cartoon, but the newer Spider-Man movie. I have no idea what it's called. And then we also watched one called Booksmart, which we just finished watching today. And it's about two girls that are graduating high school and just, they were so focused, they were so focused on, their academic career that they kind of missed out on life in general. And it just it's like a coming of age story and a comedy. So it was funny, but it also had some cool stuff on there. I wouldn't recommend kids watching it because there was some stuff on there that probably would be considered inappropriate, but it was good. It was a good movie. But other than that, that's what we've been doing. I've been working on articles for QCFV. We've got several coming up. The one by our anonymous author, CF, hey Tiffany, she actually is going to submit another update to the Aras flight one that we've been doing. So if you go to our website, you'll be able to read, and it's kind of a a fiction-based story, and it's got like dragons and stuff in it, but it has like some Christian themes to it, kind of like the individual, I cannot remember his name, who did like the Narnia stories and everything like that. So that's what's going to be in it. I'm doing well, Tiffany. How are you? I hope everything's good on your end. We're just going to announce the winner of the painting and then just have like a normal discussion. I didn't really have a lot planned for this time, because I'm really planning on doing some more kind of themed lives like we did during like the Unclobber verses and different things like that. Doing well. I have a new job now. Oh, awesome. I saw that you had mentioned in your on your Instagram page, or maybe it was in the group message, that you had gotten a job, or no, it was on your website, your blog. Yeah. So I'm happy for you. I know that that's something that you've been praying about a lot. So I'm happy for you. So let's get down to it. I'll go ahead and announce the winner because I went ahead and did it in a generator. I put all the names in that had responded to the request to win the painting, and then we did an auto generator and it created a name. So drum roll. The winner of the painting is Spirit_Arctic Claw. they're the ones that won, and I will be messaging to get their information, and they'll be getting the painting mailed out to them. So Spirit Articlaw has won, and we'll probably do some other paintings in the future, or other items that we get, but they're the ones that won, and I will get in touch with them for the painting drawing. And so if that's all you guys joined to hear about, that's okay, you can jump off. But Spirit Articlaw did win the Galaxy painting, and I will be getting in touch with them and get the address and all that other stuff. And I will post a picture of the one that they custom requested, so like the colors and all that scheme, so I'm going to definitely post that. But outside of that, that is all I really planned. You guys can kind of do a viewer-led discussion, ask me questions, and we can just talk. But this is kind of going to be sort of boring for some people. But this is just a basic question and answer segment. Has anybody been staying up to date on the Supreme Court ruling? I've been a bad gay, I guess, in that sense. I know what's going on, but it causes me a lot of anxiety, so I try to stay up to date on it, but not too in depth. So basically they're doing for Tiffany, since you said no, they're doing a ruling on protected rights for LGBT people, whether or not they can get fired for being LGBT. And so they're going to do a court case ruling, and this is going to have widespread effects, because currently in Tennessee, where I live, you can legally still get fired. We're a right to hire and fire state, and so that means that they can fire you for really anything, to be perfectly honest. But this is going to be on a federal level, and so it's going to impact the right to hire and fire states, which is going to be amazing, because in Tennessee it happens left and right. People are losing their jobs. Virginia, to answer Tiffany's question, she says, or they say, what about Virginia? And I don't know what Virginia's stance is, whether it's a right to hire and fire state. I want to say, I don't know, honestly. I feel like a lot of the South or South-ish states are right to hire and fire, but even if so, if the federal case rules that nobody can be fired for being LGBTQ plus, then it's going to affect them as well, just as much as the ruling on same-sex marriages. Every state now has to legally marry everyone. Now, if they don't, then they can get sued and get fined by the government. But yes, so it should go into effect. But I don't know what's going to happen, because right now, obviously we have a Republican in the office, and not all Republicans are, horrible people, but right now the president tends to not be LGBT supportive, and a lot of the extreme right-wing people tend to not be LGBTQ plus supportive, so it's a huge possibility that we could lose our protective status. Well, we really don't have a protected status, but we are more protected than what we used to be, thanks to Obama. He put in some safety factors for us to kind of protect us, but outside of that, not so much. But we'll see what happens. That's why voting on your local level is so important. But yeah, that's kind of what's going on from my understanding of the Supreme Court. It gives me so much anxiety trying to watch it and stay up to date with it, and so I kind of tune in a little bit and then I check out again, because I don't know, it's like hearing a bunch of people argue over your right to be a human being and be protected is very sad. Understandable. Yes, it is very understandable. I don't know if I'm going to record this and post it to YouTube or anything, just because this is such a boring live stream. I just came on here for the painting discussion, and then that's kind of it. What do you want going forward for the live discussions? We need to start living under God's authority. Yeah, but another problem with that is we live in a country that is supposed to be freedom of religion and beliefs, but we want to have one sect of person put their own beliefs on it. So there's different styles of Christianity. And so if one group that wants to say, oh, we're living under God's authority, but, they're going to be homophobic, they're going to have issues with other people of other religions, I personally think that I am on the side of there needs to be a separation between church and government. The reason for that is because, like, when the government was, okay, for instance, the Catholic Christian sect was ruling over basically they were the government for a long period of time, and then there was the Crusades, and that killed so many innocent people because they thought that God wanted them to own literally all of the land. So they were like, yeah, we're going to go fight all of these nations and we're going to own them because God said so. There was, I can't remember the name of it, but they basically, if you were Jewish, you were going to get killed by the Catholic government. Inquisition, that happened. The Inquisition happened. So there is a huge danger when we want... we say that now that God did not say that. Hindsight is 20/20, but I do not agree with having one set religion and one set of people governing an entire nation, because there is a problem with them trying to rule over our innate rights. We have the right to our beliefs. We have the right to live our lives the way that, God in and of himself gave us free thought, free, all of that. So we have freedom to choose, our right to choice. Now, if that ends up being bad for us, then that's on us. But I do not think that we need to put a set religion over an entire group of people, because we've seen in the past, that's why it's important to know our history. We've seen in the past that it is a very, very bad thing when religious groups are in charge of the government. It ends up hurting a lot of people, and I don't agree with that. Even though I'm Christian myself, I've seen so many people in leadership that are Christian, but because other people don't agree with the way they do, then that somehow gives them the right to be horrible to that other group of people. Grateful Fan Boston says, Jesus stayed out of politics and government. His rule will come later. I agree with what you're saying. Well, thank you. Yeah, I mean, in a way, he stayed out of politics in regards to the governing side. So if we follow Jesus, the way that he did it was he actually went out to the people that were the minority class, the people that the mainstream society hated. And he went and hung out with them, learned about their lives, cared about their lives, ate at their house. So if we want to make a change, then we need to focus more on the people that society tends to not care about. So that would be the poor, the hungry, the people that, even sex workers, drug addicts, and people in prison, anybody that society deems as unsalvageable or not a part of their society or whatever, then I think that we need to take care of that. So that is my viewpoint. That's even my viewpoint on abortion, which I don't personally. I wish that abortion was not a thing. However, I am on the stance of everybody has the right to choose. Everybody has the right to make those decisions for themselves. I've never been in a place to have to make that hard decision. So who am I to tell somebody what they can or cannot do with their body? Now, I do view, fetuses or whatever as a life at conception. So that kind of, it's a balancing act on my beliefs there. But this is what I say to pro-lifers. If you want to be pro-life, then focus on why people are seeking abortion. Is it because they don't have the income or the ability to take care of that child? Then we need to focus ourselves on creating better housing situations for low income, better job opportunities, better minimum wage opportunities. Are we focusing more on adoption and fostering? Do we have enough support in that department to get out and help people make those choices? Are we having better access to, condoms and birth control and those sort of things? If we put our focus on preventative measures, then we will see less of an issue down the line. That is how I view it. So if for anybody that's screaming at abortions, I want to go up to them and say, okay, well, what are you doing to help prevent those abortions? Are you adopting? Are you currently fostering? Are you sponsoring somebody to help them, with the financial burden of having a child? Are you lobbying for the poor? Are you lobbying for those that need, medical care? Those kinds of things. What are you doing as a preventative measure to help those that are seeking abortion if you are, for whatever reason, so against it? So that is my viewpoint on that. So I have a lot of opinions, but for my personal feeling on it is just, what are you doing to help people? And then, focus on that. So that was my soapbox for the day. Yes. I was on TikTok the other day. That has consumed my life, I'm going to be perfectly honest. And there's this guy that was talking about the term queer and why people are starting to use the term queer, and I don't even know why I'm going down this segment, but he was talking about like society and everything, and to explain the term queer. And he was basically saying that, so he drew a circle, and then he drew a square, right? Here, actually, we'll do it this way. So he drew a circle, and then he drew a square. And he said that society, or people that are accepted in society, are the people that live in here, right? And he said that, the people that are not accepted in society live out here. But every once in a while, you've got LGBT people that somehow work their way into the mainstream society because they match up or get, better access and stuff like that. But then they start to worry about other people, coming in and getting inside their little circle and making it harder, or making it to where they get kicked out eventually. And so they end up strengthening this circle and make it harder for other people to get in so that they feel safer and more secure within their circle. And he said the queer people, or people that use it as a kind of a political stance in a sense, say, you see this circle, screw the circle. Just everybody needs to be able to be inside the square. And I know that was super off topic, but I just really liked I liked that TikTok. Tiffany has a question. They said, what is your opinion on combining Christianity and witchcraft? So I personally, based upon the biblical stance that I've read, from what I understand of witchcraft, right, is that you are, from what I've seen, is you're saying the power comes within you, and you are then making stuff happen because of your will for it to happen. And once you start going down that road, that puts it on yourself as having the power to do stuff, and it takes away from God, who is the one that should will it. I personally feel like witchcraft, especially in the Bible, or at least as it was understood in the Bible, it's not something that God wants. However, that is a journey that you're going to have to figure out on your own. So my opinion, I feel like, is... See, I try not to put my opinions out there because I don't want to push people away, but I do think that witchcraft is a very tricky subject, and I personally don't think that it's the right path, but everybody's spiritual journey is going to be different, and everybody is going to have to find their way, their own personal understanding of it. But for my understanding of what witchcraft and paganism and different things are like that, it's kind of like you are getting that power from within yourself and thus putting it out into the world, but that takes away from God in the picture, because you don't have the power to do anything. It's through God's will that things are done, and that's my viewpoint on it. So I'm sorry if that upset people, but that's kind of how I view it. So, welcome, new people. I've got currently 3. It fluctuates between 3 and 5 on people coming in and joining the chat. So we had a winning, for those that are still on here, we had a winner for the galaxy painting, which is Spirit_Arctic Claw. And I will be messaging them about winning that painting, and we just kind of had just random discussions. Tiffany said, it didn't upset me, just wanted your opinion. Yeah. And I think that we live in a world where opinions are very divisive, and if we can find a way to accept that other people's opinions don't have control over their life, and I think that we'll be in a much better world. It's when opinions start taking away from your right to choose your own path that it becomes a problem. Because opinions in of themselves can't necessarily hurt you. It's just when they start using those opinions to try to change laws to make their opinions the only opinion allowed. Especially people say that other opinions aren't valid. And in of that self, that's an opinion. And it's like, my thing is, everybody can have an opinion. Everybody can think their own way, think their own thoughts, but at the end of the day, if you're going to try to say that your opinion is the only opinion that can exist, and then you go to try and make legislature and laws and all that other stuff to make it to where only your opinion can exist, that is a problem. That is a huge issue, because that starts taking away people's rights to live their truth or live the way that they want to live their life. And that is a huge issue. So, all right. I think I am going to go ahead and call it, and I'm going to go eat dinner, and I'm going to message Spirit Article and get some information from them. And I think I'm going to go ahead and sign off here. So if you have any questions, feel free to always message me, and I will get back to you. I am still using my flip phone for my everyday use, and it's actually doing really well because I am not constantly connected to the internet and having to answer messages and all that other stuff. And so it's made my anxiety a lot better. So the medicine that I'm on for anxiety got changed, and I'm doing a lot better. So other than that, I'm going to go ahead and sign off, and I will see you guys in the next one. PSS, whatever. Message me if you have an idea for the next live, and we can definitely see if I can cover that. So if you have any specifics that you want to talk about, private message me, and I will cover that in the next live. So see you in the next one. Bye.